So let's dive into the fascinating world of the English language and its global impact. Did you know that approximately 1.5 billion people speak English around the world? It's incredible to think about, right?
Wow, that's a massive number. But why do you think English has become such a global lingua franca?
Great question. English has spread globally due to historical factors like the British Empire's expansion, but also because of its role in international business, technology, and media. It's like the Swiss Army knife of languages, opening doors to countless opportunities.
I see. So if someone wants to improve their job prospects or travel more easily, English proficiency is key.
Absolutely. Proficiency in English can significantly enhance job prospects, especially in fields like IT and international business. Imagine being able to communicate with colleagues from different parts of the world seamlessly. It's like having a universal translator in your pocket.
That's a cool way to put it. But what about cultural engagement? How does English help with that?
English opens up a world of cultural experiences. Think about accessing literature, films, and music from English-speaking countries. It's like having a backstage pass to global culture. Plus, it allows for deeper connections with people from diverse backgrounds.
That makes sense. So, whether you're a native speaker or learning it as a second language, English seems to be a valuable tool.
Exactly. And with the rise of online learning platforms, anyone can learn English at their own pace. It's like having a personal tutor available 24/7.
That's amazing. I guess the flexibility and accessibility of online courses make it easier for people to learn regardless of their starting point.
Precisely. Whether you're preparing for standardized tests or just looking to improve your communication skills, there are tailored programs to suit every need. It's all about finding the right fit for your goals.
I'm curious, do you have any tips for choosing the right English program?
Sure, consider your personal and career goals, the time you can dedicate, and your budget. It's like planning a journey. You need to map out your destination and the best route to get there.
Thanks for that. It's clear that English is more than just a language, it's a bridge to a world of opportunities.
Now, let's journey back in time and explore the historical evolution of the English language. It's like peeling back layers of a rich tapestry, each thread telling a story of its own.
I'm all ears. So where does this story begin?
It all started around the 5th century with the arrival of Germanic tribes, the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes in Britain. They brought their languages, which merged to form what we now call Old English.
Old English, huh? How different was it from the English we know today?
Oh, quite different. Old English had a complex grammar system with many endings for nouns, verbs, and adjectives. Imagine trying to learn a language with so many variations. It would be like solving a linguistic puzzle.
Sounds challenging. But how did it evolve into the English we speak today?
The evolution was influenced by several key events. For instance, the Viking invasions in the 8th and 9th centuries introduced Old Norse to Britain. This led to the simplification of English grammar, as both languages had similar words with different endings.
So the Vikings helped simplify English. That's fascinating. What about the Norman Conquest?
The Norman Conquest in 1066 was a game changer. The Normans brought Old French, which became the language of the ruling class. English absorbed thousands of French words, especially in areas like law, cuisine, and culture.
I guess that's why we have so many French words in English today. It's like a linguistic melting pot.
Exactly. And then came the Renaissance, a period of revival in learning and classical languages. This era introduced many Latin and Greek terms into English, enriching its vocabulary.
The Renaissance must have been an exciting time for the language. It's amazing how English has been shaped by so many influences over the centuries.
Indeed, it's a testament to the adaptability and resilience of English. From its Germanic roots to the global language it is today, English has continuously evolved, borrowing and adapting from other languages.
It's like a living entity, constantly growing and changing. I can't wait to learn more about its journey.
Moving forward, let's delve into the role of English in professional and academic settings. It's like the key to a global city, unlocking countless doors of opportunity.
Absolutely, I imagine English is crucial in many fields, but why is it particularly important in IT and international business?
In IT, English is the lingua franca. Most programming languages and technical documentation are in English. It's like having the blueprint to a complex machine. Without it, you're missing vital instructions.
That makes sense. So, if you're a programmer, not knowing English could be a major hurdle, right?
Precisely. It limits your ability to access the latest research, collaborate on international projects, or even troubleshoot issues using online forums. It's like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces.
And in international business, I assume English proficiency is just as important.
Absolutely. English is the dominant language in global trade and commerce. It's the common ground for negotiations, contracts, and networking. Imagine trying to close a deal without a shared language. It would be like playing a game without knowing the rules.
That's a vivid analogy. So English proficiency can really make or break a career in these fields.
Exactly. It's not just about speaking the language, but understanding the nuances and cultural contexts. This proficiency opens up global job markets and academic resources, giving you a competitive edge.
I can see how that would be a game changer. But what about academic settings? How does English play a role there?
In academia, English is the primary language of instruction and publication in many countries. It's like the universal language of knowledge, allowing researchers and students to share and access information across borders.
So, for students and academics, English proficiency is essential for accessing a wealth of resources and opportunities.
Exactly. Whether it's reading the latest journal articles, attending international conferences, or collaborating on research projects, English is the bridge that connects scholars worldwide.
It's clear that mastering English can open up a world of possibilities, both professionally and academically.
Let's shift gears and explore how learning English has transformed in the digital age. It's like having a world-class language school right at your fingertips.
I love the sound of that. So how have online platforms like edX changed the way people learn English?
Platforms like edX have revolutionized language learning by offering courses that cater to all levels, from basic to advanced. It's like having a personal tutor available anytime, anywhere.
That sounds incredibly convenient. But what makes online learning so appealing compared to traditional methods?
The flexibility and self-paced nature of online learning are major advantages. Learners can tailor their study schedules to fit their lives, whether they're juggling work, family, or other commitments. It's like having a gym membership where you can work out whenever you want.
That's a great analogy. And I guess it also means learners can progress at their own speed, right?
Exactly. This self-paced approach allows learners to spend more time on challenging topics and breeze through areas they're comfortable with. It's like having a customized learning journey.
I can see how that would benefit both native and non-native speakers. But are there any other perks to online learning?
Definitely. Online platforms often provide a wealth of resources, like interactive exercises, video lectures, and forums for discussion. It's like having a treasure trove of learning tools at your disposal.
Sounds like a comprehensive learning experience. And I imagine it also makes education more accessible to people around the world.
Absolutely. Online learning breaks down geographical barriers, allowing anyone with an internet connection to access quality education. It's democratizing education, making it available to a global audience.
It's amazing how technology is reshaping the way we learn and connect with the world.
Now let's dive into the exciting world of technological innovations in English language learning. It's like having a futuristic assistant right by your side.
I'm intrigued. How are AI tools like ChatGPT changing the landscape of language learning?
AI tools like ChatGPT are revolutionizing language learning by providing round-the-clock support for grammar, vocabulary, and conversation practice. Imagine having a language partner who's always available, never gets tired, and adapts to your learning style.
That sounds incredible, but how exactly do these AI tools help learners?
AI tools can simulate real-life conversations, offer instant feedback, and suggest improvements. It's like having a personal coach who guides you through every step of your language journey.
I can see how that would be beneficial. But are there any limitations to using AI in language learning?
Certainly. While AI tools are excellent for practice and reinforcement, they lack the human touch. They can't fully understand cultural nuances or provide the emotional support that a human teacher can. It's like having a high-tech gadget that still needs a human touch to unlock its full potential.
So AI is a great supplementary tool, but it shouldn't replace traditional learning methods entirely.
Exactly. AI can enhance the learning experience by offering additional practice and resources, but it works best when combined with traditional methods. It's like having a powerful tool in your toolbox, but you still need the right skills to use it effectively.
That makes a lot of sense. It's fascinating how technology is complementing traditional education, creating a more holistic learning experience.
Absolutely. The integration of AI in language learning is just the beginning of a new era in education, where technology and human expertise work hand in hand to empower learners. Let's turn our attention to some intriguing trends and policy changes in English language education. It's like watching a dynamic play unfold on the global stage.
I'm curious to hear about these changes. What's happening in places like Vietnam?
Recently, Vietnam has shifted its approach to English education, moving from treating it as a mandatory subject to focusing on skill-based learning. It's like moving from a one-size-fits-all model to a more tailored approach that meets individual needs.
That's an interesting shift. How does this new approach benefit learners?
By focusing on skills, learners can develop practical language abilities that are directly applicable to real-world situations. It's like equipping students with a toolkit they can use in various aspects of their lives, from professional to personal.
That sounds promising. And what about standardized tests like IELTS? Are they still popular?
Absolutely. Tests like IELTS remain a gold standard for assessing English proficiency. They provide a benchmark for academic and professional settings worldwide. It's like having a passport that validates your language skills wherever you go.
I see. But with the rise of AI, how is the future of English education being shaped?
AI is playing a pivotal role in shaping the future of English education. It's being used to personalize learning experiences, assess proficiency levels, and even predict learning outcomes. Imagine having a crystal ball that helps tailor educational paths to suit each learner's unique needs.
That's fascinating. So AI could potentially transform how we approach language learning and assessment.
Exactly. While traditional methods and standardized tests remain important, AI offers new possibilities for innovation and improvement in language education. It's like opening a new chapter in the book of learning.
It's exciting to think about how these changes will impact future generations of learners.